Dear students, let us start the discussion on today's newspaper. It is 24th May 2016. The first article is related to the Afghanistan. Now, the Afghanistan was under Taliban regime till American forces invaded. Mr. Mullah Omar was the chief of Taliban and he was declared as dead last year. After that, Mullah Akhtar Mansoor, who was said to be close associate of ISI, became the chief of Taliban. And even Mullah Akhtar Mansoor was killed in a drone attack by the United States of America. So in these circumstances, so let us understand how elusive is the peace in Afghanistan. The peace in Afghanistan now, it is dependent on four factors. One is Pakistan-America relations, Afghanistan-Pakistan relations, and Afghanistan, and to what extent the Taliban are cohesive in Afghanistan, and finally, to what extent this entire peace process can be coordinated by United States of America, or to what extent the regional players are given a space in this particular peace process. Now here, recently, Quadrilateral Coordination Group was created, which consists of Afghanistan, USA, Pakistan and China. So all the functions of this Quadrilateral Coordination Group by and large can be seen as a failure, including the recent meeting in Islamabad. So in this, the major reason is Mr. Mansoor Akhtar, he has taken up a violence as a route, and Haqqani network became an associate of this Taliban. Because of this situation, the peace talks did not move forward. And as he preferred for violence, he did not come to the table to talk to the Afghan government. And the red line created is this. So it has to be an Afghan-led process, Afghan-owned and Afghan-led process. And other countries shall not be there in the talks. That is what has been proposed over here. So in this context, the Pak-American relations, if you see, recently America, it has stopped the sale of the F-16 jets and also stopped $450 million transfer, asking the commitment from Pakistan to what extent it is committed to fight against terrorism, especially on Haqqani network. So the Congress asked the specific questions to the Defense Secretary under this particular issue. Now, and after this, the Pakistan is also not very much interested in the talks, as Ashraf Ghani, the president of Afghanistan, slowly distanced himself from Pakistan. And the Afghanistan Taliban are also not one single cohesive group. So there are many factions exist among the Taliban themselves. So in these circumstances, so the peace in Afghanistan is more elusive. And coming to Article 279 of the Constitution, so in the Comptroller and Auditor General, he has to certify the net proceeds of the taxes. So after his certification, the taxes are divided between center and the states. So in this case, the CAG has recently said more than 81,000 crores of rupees which are supposed to be transferred from center to the states did not happen. It is due to the lack of clarity on the 88th Constitutional Amendment Act, which has provided corporation tax, all exercise duties in the shareable pool of taxes between center and states. Coming to Conga Tomorrow incident. So Conga Tomorrow is the name of a ship which has sailed from Hong Kong to the shores of Canada. So, and in 1914. So this Conga Tomorrow ship, the people sailing on the boat are not allowed into Canada because of the existence of Continuous Passage Act in Canada. It means a ship which has started from India has to directly reach to Canada without a stoppage in between, then only the citizenship was offered in Canada. So as the ship was sent back and the ship as it reached the Calcutta shores, the Britishers have opened the fire and it has led to the death of 19 people. So on this, the Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau, he has offered for an unconditional apology. Now coming to opposition is stronger now, Nasheed. You know that in Maldives, the previous president, Nasheed, he was arrested on terrorist charges and jailed for 14 years of imprisonment. Now Abdul Amin, who has come became the president after Nasheed, he is trying to silence all the opponent leaders. So including the vice president, all the people who are showing a dissent tone are jailed in Maldives. So in this context, has traveled to Nasheed has traveled to London for treatment of his spinal injury. Finally, London has offered him asylum, and in this case, he is trying to create an opposition for the Maldivian government in exile. Coming to Prime Minister's visit to Iran, so the Chabahar port agreement was finalized for 10 years, under which India is going to develop at least 5 berths and 2 terminals for 10 years. And added to that, the Afghanistan, Iran and India trilateral trade transit agreement is also completed. So the Chabahar port is strategically going to be important for its connectivity to Europe and also Central Asia. Now coming to the President's visit to China. So President Pranab Mukherjee has clearly stated that the border dispute has to be settled in a peaceful, amicable manner, mutually acceptable. So that is fair, reasonable and mutually acceptable solution is necessary for border dispute as quick as possible. And coming to, with regard to the work done by Association for Democratic Reforms, so the study says that the political parties spend more than what they receive. It means that there is a role for huge unaccounted money. Now coming to the Indian Express, the C. Raja Mohan's article is very much important over here. What Pranab Mukherjee has to say to Beijing. So if you see the India-China relations recently, China opposed for NSG membership, National Security, that is Nuclear Suppliers Group membership. And added to that, China is also opposed to UN Security Council membership. And added to that, China is also not very supportive of India in against terrorism. So especially with regard to NSG, China is bringing Pakistan on par with India. Or else if India is offered the NSG membership, Pakistan also shall be offered the the NSG membership. That is what is the argument of China. So under UN Security Council, China says that it allows for, or it is ready to accept to play a bigger role for India, but what is that bigger role is not defined. Under 1267 committee, so the Jaish-e-Mohammed chief and Masood Azhar, he was proposed to be added into the group. China has kept a technical hold on the matter. So in these circumstances, President Pranab Mukherjee has to convey to the Chinese counterpart that in the long run it may lead to India-China relations, or else may have a strong impact on India-China relationship. And coming to the free speech is still free. So what this article essentially talks about is, under section 499 and 500 we have the Anti-Defection Act in Indian Penal Code. So these sections has too many exemptions, at least 4 explanations and 10 exceptions. So in these circumstances, the freedom of speech can be effectively protected. So the right of an individual to protect his reputation has to be kept clear under the section 499 and 500 and be subjected to criminal defamation is the argument made by the authors over here. A little bit of faith. So she talks about Subhash Chandra Bose, never lose faith in Indians' destiny. So this is what is the term she tries to reiterate. When India became independent, it is believed that India cannot sustain as a democracy for long. So in those circumstances, the India has sustained and proved all the political theories of the West as wrong. So now, the electoral reforms, they are very much necessary in the country, especially the funding of the state funding of the elections and other reforms decreasing the role of the money power in the elections. Yes, though they are necessary, but India has a strong democracy which can evolve on itself. So that's why. So for the minor problems the country is facing, never lose faith in India's destiny. That's what she stresses on. And the next is India Shuttle. The reusable launch vehicle is tested by India, and in this vehicle, if it becomes successful, then it decreases huge expenditure made on various rockets which are being tested as of now. And added to that, space tourism is increasing and it has got a huge commercial potential in the future. So in these circumstances, if India can master the reusable technology, then automatically it will also be helpful in gaining the benefits from space tourism. So these are the important articles for day. Thank you very much.